Hi, everyone, and welcome to your free professional development session with Microsoft and Education Plus, focusing on new tech tools for you. We're here to help you improve your skills and level up student outcomes with engaging resources from Microsoft. Whether you're new to the field or you've been in the classroom for years into your career, Microsoft Learn offers a wealth of resources on integrating technology into teaching and learning. In this session today, we'll show you how to navigate the platform, how to discover popular courses, and learn all about innovative tools that can help transform your classroom and your teaching. Now, you might ask, what is Microsoft Learn? Microsoft Learn, with almost 3,000 modules and learning paths on various Microsoft technologies, offers a comprehensive collection of training options and a wide array of role-based certifications to help you pick up new skills or brush up on old ones. It's really like a free resource which you can learn at your own pace, your own time, your own collection. Like, you can make your own pathway into it. You can either schedule instructor-led training courses, you can earn certifications and badges. So literally you can have multiple little badges next to your name on your LinkedIn or your resume of all the different certs that you can get through Microsoft Learn's platform. You can practice while learning, you can upskill, innovate, and showcase your new skills. And most importantly, you can explore and share content. There's content for students, there's content for teachers, there's content for professional development and personal development on your own. It is such an amazing platform, but we know it can be overwhelming. So that's why today we're going to walk you through it, and we're going to make sure you can understand it all. What's really cool about Microsoft Learn is that it's comprised of thousands of modules on hundreds of topics. You can talk about accessibility and inclusivity. You can talk about social emotional learning. You can learn about education on its general, about STEM. You can look at blended, remote, and hybrid learning. You can look at all of the Microsoft 365 suite and see where do you need upskilling in that form. There is technology courses, there's Flip courses, there's LinkedIn courses. There's new tools that you can be learning every other day. But most importantly, right now, I think, which is a really hot topic, is that there is so much AI for education on Microsoft Learn that you can dive into because you want to know this new world of AI. There's coding courses, there's student-centered learning. So there's new skills that you can discover with the power of Microsoft Learn and their step-by-step guidance that you have access to for free. But I'm not doing the best way in explaining what Microsoft Learn is. So let's watch a quick intro video so you can learn what is Microsoft Learn before we dive any deeper.
The world of work is changing. Jobs in every field are increasingly digital. And over 149 million new tech jobs are expected to emerge by 2025 in areas like software development, cloud, artificial intelligence, data science, and more. Education's role in preparing students to be future-ready has never been more important, and Microsoft is here to help. Introducing Microsoft Learn. It's a place where learning paths, curriculum, hands-on experiences, and certification come together to empower institutions, educators, and students. Educators can get access to ready-to-teach curriculum to introduce tech concepts to students and prepare them to pass Microsoft's industry-recognized certifications. They can also create customized learning paths with collections. Institutions can link the full Microsoft Learn catalog into their website or learning management system, creating bespoke assignments for students using the Microsoft Learn Catalog API or LTI app. Students can explore role-based learning paths to hone their skills in a variety of technologies. They'll learn from modules based on real-world scenarios, get hands-on experience using the Microsoft Learn Sandbox, and prepare themselves to earn Microsoft certifications in areas like Power Platform, data, cloud, security, and AI. Microsoft Learn is available in many different languages, and our content reflects the latest in technology to keep up to date with the pace of technological change. So institutions and educators can adapt to a fast-changing world, and students can keep imagining the possibilities. Start building a path on Microsoft Learn.
So I think that video did a way better job at explaining what Microsoft Learn is than I could ever do. But we're really excited today to actually introduce our guest speaker for this session, Sonia Delafosse. Sonia has with over 30 years experience in educational technology and leadership development. She serves as the director on Microsoft Education Empowerment Team. Her goal is to cultivate a worldwide network of outstanding educators who prioritize 21st century skills, equity, and excellence, along with holistic learning. Sonia oversees a diverse community of 30,000 enthusiastic Microsoft innovative education experts, 1,200 Microsoft Showcase and Incubator schools, and 300 global training partners, all united by their commitment to leveraging Microsoft technology for educational advancement. There could be nobody better that could explain Microsoft Learn with the excitement that Sonia has for this platform and how she has close-handedly seen how Microsoft Learn can better your teaching and your classroom. So I'm very excited to pass it on to Sonia, who's really going to dive deep into the platform with us and teach us how to get started right away. Over to you, Sonia.
Hi, everyone. Sonia Delafosse from Microsoft here, and I am so excited to talk to you about one of my favorite things we have here at Microsoft to support you as educators working to improve student outcomes. It's our free Microsoft Learn platform. It meets a couple of different needs. The first need is that it's free, it's online, it's in lots of different languages, and it offers courses and modules and learning paths on different Microsoft technologies and skills. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, you can find something that suits your needs. And as an educator, you can learn the Educator Center portion of Learn to enhance your own professional learning. If you teach technical skilling, maybe CTE classes or something like that, you could also use Microsoft Learn to create engaging and relevant learning experiences for your students who are trying to pass their technical certifications. Microsoft Learn is designed to help you learn at your own pace with hands-on exercises, quizzes, and fun. You can track your progress, you can earn points and badges, and join a global community of learners. You can also access it anytime, anywhere, and on any device. To get started, we're going to begin here at learn.microsoft.com. And this is the main landing page that when you come to learn. And so because you are educators, I'm going to focus on how to find the content that will help you learn how to integrate technology into teaching and learning. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to click the Discover menu. This is our very top level menu. And I'm going to go down to Training because that's what I'm going to be showing you today. It's under the Discover section in the Training department, if you want to think about that. So now we're in the Training department, and you can tell that because of this second level menu. And we have a special area in our Training department called the Educator Center. And this is where all of our content is really designed to help you learn how to integrate technology into teaching and learning. Again, it's free, it's on demand. You can do it with friends, you can do it alone, you can do it with your pajamas on, doesn't matter. We're excited to have you jump in and start wherever it is you need to start. All right, here I am in the Learn Educator Center. I started here off with our overview page. So this menu here is gonna always get you around. And remember, if you get lost, like let's say for some reason, I end up over here in a very kind of bizarre, different looking space, and you don't know how to get back, remember the second level tells you the department you're in, and the top level, you always want to go to Discover and Training. So Discover, Training, Educator Center, and I'm going to begin with just our overview. We have a number of kind of places to get started. We have product guides, we have highlighted programs you can join, and we also have instructor materials for you. So I'm going to begin actually just by registering. So you can do any of this without registering. However, if you want to earn your badges and your trophies, you want a transcript of the work you've done, then you're going to want to register, and it's free. You just go up here and you sign in with your either consumer Microsoft account or a worker school Microsoft account. So you can see I'm signed in with my Microsoft account. However, I also want to make sure if I ever leave Microsoft that I'm going to take my training with me. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my settings. Okay, here I am under settings, and you can see I'm signed in with my Microsoft email. Now, it's really important that you also have Learn attached to a personal email, because if you ever leave your job, the company or the school or the organization that you work for is going to close your email account, and you will lose all of your achievements and badges because they are tied to that email that your organization has control of. So I'm going to show you how to ensure that your personal account is attached to this as well. Once I'm here in settings, I'm going to go down over here and I'm going to select account management. When I select account management, you can see that I currently have 3. I went ahead and added 2 more, Hotmail and another M365 account. You just click add account, follow the directions, and you have your account set up. Once you have that, if I leave Microsoft, I still get to keep all of my achievements and badges. Okay, now that I've shown you that, let's get into how to start learning. So again, here I am. The fastest way back is to go to Discover, Training, Educator Center. Let's start with professional development. We have lots of categories of professional development for you, such as accessibility, AI, blended and hybrid learning, education leadership, tools that we have called learning accelerators. I'll get to that in a little bit, as well as a few other things. Let's go ahead and talk about AI for education, because that is the big thing happening in education right now. We've come a long way in the last year. Generative AI is here and it's going. And so you might be really wanting to start to stick your toe into how to use generative AI. So here we have some trainings that are available. And I think, let's say I'm brand new and I want to start out this Empower Educators to Explore. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you can see I'm signed in. So I know it's going to track my progress. And because I've already completed it, it shows it as green and checked. So maybe I should find something that I haven't done. So you can see what it looks like as I work through it. So I'm going to go to Educator Center, Professional Development, and Browse All, because that Browse All really narrows into educator-specific training versus the Browse All over here is going to give you all of our certification exams and things like that. Here I am in Browse All, and I've lots of results, and I've actually chosen to support by the newest because that's going to show me things that have come out lately. And let's say that it looks like there's kind of a newer introduction to Teams for Education. So I'm going to go, and I can see it's only 20 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So here I am in Teams for Education. I always start, it starts with right now, because I haven't taken it, it's grade, and I haven't earned these experience points yet. Here's my learning objectives that I should be able to do once I'm done with this module. And I'm just going to, and it shows me the units. There's only 4 units that make up this module. So I'm going to go ahead and start. The introduction is again, it's just a reminder of the summary, and the overview. So the introduction never really has a lot of content in it. Here's an introduction, and most of these have a video. So let's watch the video.
Hi, my name is Jethro, and in this video we're going to talk about Microsoft Teams for Education and what the different scenarios are that you can use Microsoft.
So I would watch that video, I'd learn about it, and then I'd continue on. And normally we have a lot more units in a module, but this is an example of a very short one with just a video that introduces what Teams for Education is. It's a great module to start if someone's brand new to Teams. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the knowledge check, and I'm just going to randomly select stuff. And we're going to see... There we go, and I'm going to check my answers, and it looks like I got all 3 of them correct. If any of these came out red, I could just review my answers and spend some time rereading those. And I'm going to click continue, and here's the summary. Here's some other resources. And now I'm just going to click complete module. There's my badge. I've learned an achievement. I could share it on LinkedIn. I could send it in an email. I could tweet it out, which is now X. Use Facebook. I could copy the link, and it shows what the next module is if I wanted to keep working on this series. And so what's amazing now is let's go take a look at all the achievements I've earned. So again, I'm going to start by clicking my profile picture, and this time I'm going to go to Profile. So over here in Profile is where I have all of my achievements. And achievements are sorted by modules. What I just took was a module. A learning path is a series of modules where you want to take all of them to have more of a comprehensive understanding of that topic. Courses are instructor-led courses. So if you attend a course by one of our official trainers, they might give you a code, and when you redeem that code, you'll see your course in here. And then there's just other, because sometimes we have badges, like we have our advanced badge that happens once people have completed 3 different learning paths. And there's other badges I've earned along the way. I've been here a long time, so these are badges from a while ago. For modules, here's my Teams for Education. It's already there. Let's say I didn't share it then and I want to share it now. I can go ahead and click that and share it to any of these places. If I click print, I actually get a little certificate that I can download. Notice how there's no hours here. So one of the questions I get a lot is a lot of schools want people to take modules on here and then turn them in to earn clock hours. If that's true in your case, you can go to your transcript. And when I go to my transcript, here's my name and here's my email, and I can see all of the modules I've completed. You can see I've done 217 modules, 144 hours and 21 minutes of training if I sat there and read every word carefully. And so here's like where I can print it out, and it shows the duration. So this is what you want to print out. So I can share the link to my transcript. So maybe your administrator or whoever's collecting the PD information just wants everyone's link. You can share the link to your transcript, and then they can access it there, so you don't even have to waste paper. You could also print it out if you want, and if you print it out, obviously, then it's on printer paper, or I could print to a PDF if I wanted. Here it is, and it just fits it perfectly on a PDF. So that's another thing. I could print to PDF and then send it off. So there's lots of things you can do with your learning to help share your learning with others. Now let's talk about collections. And collections are groups of learning that you have created, and ideally you're going to share them with others. So for example, let's say pretend I'm a principal at Contoso Schools, and every year I have new teachers in my school. So I, as the principal, might have created new teacher training. And so I've gone ahead and I've added things I think that are important for my new teachers in my building to learn. So let me show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and we're going to go back to Discover, Training, Educator Center, Professional Development, and let's go ahead and do blended remote and hybrid learning. So here's some modules here, and maybe I want to add this lead. Maybe I work at a system and I want to put together some things for my leadership team. So here's something for my leadership team. I'm going to go ahead and click this add button, and it gives me all of the collections I've already created. In this situation, I want to make a new one. So I'm going to click new collection, and I'm going to say Contoso Schools Leadership Collection. And I can go ahead and put in a description if I want. I'm not going to set it as private because I want to share this with people. So I'm going to click submit. And then I'm going to click save. And now it's in that collection. I could click here to go to that collection, or I can go to it by going back to my profile area. So let's go ahead and just find some other things to add, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Here we are. Maybe I want to work collaboratively with staff. So I'm going to go add, and there's my newest thing, save. Here's Converse, Collaborate, and Build Community. Add, there, save, and so on. And so once I've finished it, if I don't click it here fast enough, remember I can just go to my image here, I can click Profile. I can go to Collections. And here is my Contosa Schools Leadership Collection. Now, when I share this with you, or let's pretend I share with the leaders that I'm doing this with, I just share this URL and everybody has access to it. So it's a great way if you're in a professional learning community, or you are in charge of helping onboard new teachers, or maybe your school has decided to adopt teams. You guys can create your own collections for your own personal needs. Now, working together with Education Plus, we've created a special collection for Education Plus educators on social emotional learning and well-being. So we have put together a selection of modules we think are going to really help you as you are supporting your students with their social emotional learning and your own well-being. So there you go. So I just wanted to show that. And again, you can share that with, here's my share button. I'm going to go ahead and share that. I can share these collections anywhere. And because this is my collection, I helped create it. I said this is an official Microsoft collection, so it shows that here. Thank you so much for joining me for this part of our session. And I hope you enjoy learning on our Microsoft Learn Education Center. Thanks.
We're on a mission to enable equitable education for all. We annually provide no-cost and discounted software and services for students, faculty, and staff around the world. With all-in-one platforms like Microsoft 365 and Windows 11, we give schools the resources to meet all students' classroom needs. I'm most proud of our integration of AI into a series of what we like to call learning accelerators. The first one I'm going to share with you today is Reflect. It's a tool designed to support the social emotional needs of your students. We're going to start with a video overview, and then our amazing product manager, Mike Tolfson, is going to take us on a deep dive of how you can use it with your students. All you need is a Microsoft M365 education license. Reflect has typically been used in Teams, but Mike is going to show us how to use it outside of Teams.
Expressing emotions can be difficult, and learning how to share feelings is an ongoing process for all of us. For students, not having the right words to define their emotions can make them feel unheard or unsupported. Reflect can help educators build relationships and introduce social and emotional learning skills. And we're excited to introduce the Feelings Monster to help students practice self-awareness and expressing themselves clearly. Students can explore definitions, view their class's reflections, and review their previous responses, helping them build self-awareness, empathy, and relationship skills. With support from the Feelings Monster, students learn to express a wide spectrum of emotions, a skill that improves classroom interactions and self-image, and is correlated with greater academic and career success. The Feelings Monster is designed to make sharing emotions more comfortable, so educators can take informed action in support of every student. With data visualizations and education insights, teachers can interpret check-ins at a glance. This can help educators identify students who need support. Reflect data can be viewed alongside student engagement to help educators get a more holistic view and reflect on their teaching practices, building a stronger classroom community for everyone.
I'll be showing Reflect in the web. Reflect is our well-being tool that's been part of Microsoft Teams for Education for the past few years. But now, Reflect is available anywhere in the web. So that could be with your class, with other educators, or your PLC. So let's get started. I'm signed in as an educator, and I'm here on a public website. This is actually the public website for Reflect at reflect.microsoft.com. Now, what I want to do as an educator is create a check-in that I'm going to share with anyone who has the link. So the first thing you're going to do is up in the address bar, type in reflect.new and hit enter. This will sign me right into Reflect for the web. Now, one important note, you're going to need an A3 or A5 license to be able to use Reflect in the web right now. That means if you have the A1 license, this will not work. And we give you a little error if you're signing in with an A1 license. Here I am in the check-in form, and this is very similar to the Reflect check-in form in Teams. You can set how are you feeling today as a default. You might say how did this week feel, or you can customize how are you feeling about and then enter your topic. I could customize this and type whatever I want. You can also explore check-in ideas, and I'm going to do this. Over on the right, there's lots of different options for you to choose about how you're feeling. And I'm going to choose how you're feeling about tonight's homework. I click that and it inserts it right here. By default, respondents' names will be recorded down here. You can also customize some settings. I'll click the gear in the lower left. And over on the right, you can see this is people in my organization can respond and a sign-in is required. You can say how long is the check-in open for, 15 minutes, an hour, 8 hours, all day, a week, or no time limit. I'm going to leave it as a default of 8 hours. You can also change the emotion vocabulary. For younger students, you might want to choose simplified emotion vocabulary. And this will have fewer and more simple and basic emotions for those younger students. But we're going to leave it on the broad one with more than 50 emotion words. And then also you can choose to record the name, which by default is on. And in the lower left, it says respondent's name will be recorded. If I turn that off, it changes to they will not be recorded. I'll leave it on. I'll close the settings pane. And now we're ready to create the check-in, and I will click Create Check-in. This immediately creates the Share This Check-in item. Now what's cool is I can copy the link, which is the most basic one. I'm going to do that. But let's say you want to do a QR code. You can go here and there's a QR code that's generated, so you can hold that up if you're at a conference session maybe. You can download this. You can also share it directly to Teams, Google Classroom, or other apps. I click here. There's other apps that you can share this directly to. But I have the most simple one right here. I copied the URL. What I'm going to do next is swap over to a student and show what it looks like on their side. I'm here as a student and I've just got Bing, the homepage open. I'm not using Teams. We don't use Teams at my school. I wish everyone did, but they don't. And I'm just going to paste this URL that my teacher gave me, that Reflect URL that was generated. And again, if you had a QR code, you could sign in that way. But in this case, I'm just going to hit enter. And here's that Reflect check-in, really easy. How are you feeling about tonight's homework? I'm going to select one of these and say here. And now I can hover and get the Feelings Monster. And if you haven't seen the Feelings Monster, it's a lot of fun. You can hover and get all these great little representations of the emotion. The other nice thing that we've added is right here. I'm going to select proud. If I want to hear what that sounds like, I can read it. So
proud, focused, optimistic, motivated, enthusiastic about doing something.
Okay, I'm going to choose motivated. And right here, a little note, it says only the check-in creator will be able to see your name. So I've chosen my Feelings Monster. And if you want to make a different choice, you can always go here and hover on some different one.
Concerned, worried, or troubled.
But I will go back here and we're going to leave it on motivated.
Motivated.
Okay, now I'll hit submit. And now my check-in has been shared. Now I'll flip back to the educator and we're going to pretend that a bunch of different students have filled in their Reflect check-in. I'm signed back in as the educator, and at a quick glance, I can see over here 3 people have filled in my check-in. And I have also the other ones right here for my other check-ins. On the right, if I hover, I can see the responses distribution. I'll show that shortly. Ask it again if you want. Share it if you've lost the link or you want to reshare it. And you can delete the check-in or close the check-in. But the most interesting part is when you drill into a specific check-in. So let's click right here. I can see the folks that have responded to my check-in. And there's a couple of different response emotions. Right here, this person looks like confused, motivated. In this case, this person looks bored. Now, you also have the names above. If you want to hide the names, you just click right here. I might want to show this to the entire class or the entire staff if it's a staff check-in. And you can show, hey, that someone's bored, someone's confused, someone's motivated. That can actually be helpful to show how other folks are feeling without showing their names. You can also go here and do that same sharing and hit the 3-dot menu and have the other options. I will close this. If I want to drill into the specific responses, I can go here and see that distribution. So right here, there's one from Ashley. She's motivated. This person is bored. This person is confused. And if you have an entire class or an entire set of people, this is really handy. Now, especially if you have a lot of people, you want to say show percentages. That can show the percentages right here. So 33, 33, and 33. That would obviously get bigger if there were more responses. To go back into Together View, you can also get out right from there. So a couple different spots to get into Together View. That's a quick tour of Reflect in the web. Try this out in your next class or staff or PLC meeting. It's a really great way to gather the pulse of how things are going. If you want to keep up with all the latest Microsoft updates and tips and tricks, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell so you get all the latest videos that I post.
Thanks, Mike. That was awesome. The second thing I want to share with you is a tool called Reading Coach. It is available to use at school, but parents and guardians can download it and use it at home for free. Let's dive in with Mike.
I'll be showing the new AI-powered Reading Coach, which is now standalone. Reading Coach is our free fluency app, and it's in the web and in Windows. Using AI, students can generate their own chapters and practice reading out loud, and Reading Coach will give them feedback as well as achievements and awards. Students can also pick which direction the story goes, so they get to create their own stories. So let's get started. Now to get started, go to coach.microsoft.com, and I'm here at the landing page, and this is where you can sign in. There's a Start Reading button, and that will sign you in directly, and I'll show that in just a second. The thing that we just announced recently is that it's available for schools now as well. We have it for individual and home learners, so this can be using a personal account like your Outlook.com account. You also now can have educators use this at a school. To get this set up during a preview, right here, IT administrators, they will need to enable Reading Coach for your entire tenant or your district, but that's going to be in the future turned on by default. But for now, go here if you're a school district and you want to enable this. What we're going to show here to get started though, is just the Start Reading, and I'm going to sign in with my Microsoft personal account, in this case, an Outlook.com account. Now I'm signed right into Reading Coach with my personal consumer account. I can create a story, which I'll show in just a moment. We can read a passage from our library. Right here, we've got a bunch of leveled passages. These are from ReadWorks. I'll show that more later. You can also add a passage of your own. So if you want to paste in your own passage, you can do that right there as well. And I'll show achievements and history a little bit later after we've created and read a story. So let's get started to create a story using AI. I'll click here. First step is choose the main character. I can choose animals, I have fantasy, or science fiction. In this case, I'm going to choose a bear. Okay, now choose the location. Castle, city, house, lots of options. We're going to have a bear who lives in a stadium. And then lastly, choose your reading level. I've got levels 1 through 8. And if I click on this, you can see the text updates to go and be the level that I'm choosing. So it gives me a sense of the complexity when I click on each of these. I'll choose level 4. And then just a little note, there's Immersive Reader here if I want to see how the text looks in Immersive Reader. But I'm ready to go right here, and I will choose level 4. Okay, there's the bear in the stadium. It's generating my chapter, and here we go. And a note, I've already customized this because it's using the Immersive Reader. In the upper right here, you have the same different Immersive Reader techniques. I can make the text bigger or smaller or line focus. I'm not going to drill into that right now. I'm just going to get going right here to start reading out loud with the Reading Coach. It's going to listen to me read, and then it's going to give me feedback after I'm done. So let's click Start Reading. Here's the countdown. Bella the bear was very excited to go to the stadium. Today is the day of the big tournament in the animal kingdom. Now I'm just going to speed this up and get to the end and we'll show what happens. With the sound of the whistle, their first event began. Okay, I finished chapter 1. You can see the little chapter label right there. And again, note I could change my preferences if I want to have a blue background or a white background. Make the text bigger or smaller. I can do all those things. And I'll hit stop. Okay, I finished chapter 1. Now it's going to let me pick the next path and what happens in the next chapter. So I can choose the unlikely duo, Bella and Spike's journey to victory, or learning the art of teamwork. So it's kind of like a pick your own path, and AI is going to generate the next chapter in the story. If I was done reading, I could click see results right here. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to choose another chapter. I want learning the art of teamwork. That one sounds good. Let's choose this. Okay, creating my next chapter. Here we go. Bears in Stadium, level 4. Okay, here is the next chapter. You can see up here it says chapter 2. Let's start reading. And again, I'm just going to speed this through just for time's sake. Okay, the end of chapter 2. Let's hit stop. Now, I can choose what happens next, so I can keep going. This is engage me, and it's listening to the words that I was mispronouncing in my reading speed as I was going along. The other thing that it did was it took the words that I was struggling with in terms of pronunciation and behind the scenes injected those words into that chapter. So we're improving the students on the words they're struggling with by injecting the words into the AI generated passage, and they don't even know it. In this case, I'm going to click on see results because I'm done reading. Let's see how I did. Okay, my pronunciation accuracy was 73%. I spent 1 minute reading. I've got a nice little bear in a stadium. This image was already created. I finished 2 chapters, and here are the words that I need to practice. Now, I could keep reading, or I could choose to practice these words. In this case, I'm going to choose to practice the words, and this is going to bring up the same word practice for those of you that have seen in Teams as well as Standalone and Immersive Reader. Here we go.
These words were the most challenging for you. Select any word to tackle them again.
Okay, I'm going to click on towards. So let's open this up.
When you're ready, press the microphone and read the word out loud.
I can stretch the word. I can hear it.
Towards.
Now, if I click the microphone, I can practice reading it out loud. Towards.
Your effort is showing. Great reading.
And I can go to the next word by clicking in the lower right. Now what I can do is I can go through and practice each of these words. And when I'm done, it'll tell me how I was doing. Now in this case, we're going to speed ahead and I'll go back to the main word practice screen. Here we are on the word practice screen. You can see that I've gotten these 2 words right. I haven't practiced these yet, and if I had challenges with them, it would flag them as well with red or yellow depending on how I did. Now when I'm done, I can click I'm done. This takes me back to this main reading page. Now let's say that I'm all done reading my Bear in the Stadium story. I'm going to go to the upper left and click on the home button, and it's going to take me back to this main page. So this was the story that I was working on most recently, but I can go down here and let's say there were other stories that I had been reading and practicing. I can go into history. There are a bunch of different stories. So in the last 7 days, there's a story I was reading. There's a couple of others here. Down earlier, there are some other examples. So all these generated stories. I can also go and read stories again. So maybe I finished a story, but I want to go back and read about the Liberty Bell, for example. I can click in here, see how I was doing with the Liberty Bell, my pronunciation accuracy, time spent reading, and I can even read that again. So if I go here, it'll pop me right back into the reading coach. We'll close this and hit back. Now back on the main page, the other nice thing is that I can get achievements. So depending on how you've been practicing, I'm going to go into achievements here. You can earn different achievements. So for example, high accuracy, I had 5 readings over 90%. Here's an example where I got 100% accuracy. I've also got a first timer badge, and we've added lots of different badges and achievements to engage students with reading, and that keeps it kind of fun. Across the top, you can also see things like my progress, time spent reading, the number of reading sessions I've done, total accuracy, and total correct words per minute. We're also adding more fun achievements over time. The other nice thing, and this is not quite out in Reading Coach, but it'll be coming very soon, depending on the achievements that you earn, you can unlock new characters. So for example, if I have a certain type of achievement or a number of achievements, I might be able to unlock a new character to add into my story. Like an otter, for example. So we will have the ability to unlock different characters coming soon to Reading Coach. And let's hit back. Now the other options we have are reading from a passage in our library, so I will click this. These are from ReadWorks. These are English only at this point, but these are leveled passages from the top nonprofit ReadWorks. So for example, The New Kid, if I open this up, this is a ReadWorks passage, and I can practice reading this. So this is not AI generated. This is high quality content that comes from the ReadWorks nonprofit. We have many of those right here, and again, different levels. So as I go through here, you can see all the different levels of these ReadWorks passages. Now I'll hit back right there. Let's say you want to paste in your own passage. In this case, I'll click Add a Passage of Your Own. I might have an article from the internet or the web, and I can just paste in my own passage. So I might just paste in geography, and there's my body, and hit next, and it pops that passage right into Reading Coach. And I'll hit close, and we'll go back again. And I'll hit the back arrow right here to take me back to the main page. And note, it always has jump back in with the last passage that you pasted. So since I just created that geography passage, that's the one that it would suggest to jump back in with. In addition to the web, Reading Coach also works as a Windows app. This web app works on every device, whether it's Windows, Chromebooks, Mac, and also iPad, but also you can download a Windows 11 app from the Windows Store. So let's open up the store here. There's the Microsoft Store, and I'm gonna search for Reading Coach. Here is the Reading Coach app right here. Pull it up, personalize your reading surface. You can see some of the user interface we just saw, and I've already installed this, but if you open up the Reading Coach app on Windows, do it here, you'll see the exact same looking app as we had on the web. And since I'm signed in with the same account, you'll see that same passage that I was just looking at in the web browser right here in the Windows app. So it's unified across all of the platforms. Back on the main coach.microsoft.com site, again, this is available for schools now. I'll click this. And if you're an IT administrator, you will need to enable Reading Coach across your tenant, and then all students and teachers can have access to it using their school IDs, their Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. In the near future, we will make this available as default on for all IT administrators and all tenants, but for the preview, it has to be turned on by the IT administrator. And there's also links in the description as well as our blog that tell you exactly how to get started here.
Thank you, Sonia, for your constant commitment and dedication in supporting teachers like myself and many that were watching on new tech tools and new tools to enhance our learning. I think it's such an amazing thing that you do, that you always bring out new tools, new technologies, new ways to improve our classroom. And I think it's such an amazing opportunity that Microsoft provides in bringing with Microsoft Learn's platform a variety of new technologies and a variety of new courses that we can do to professionally and personally develop our skills. So thank you for that session. I really appreciated it. Now, before I let all of you go, I think you always need more. So there's one more thing we want to leave you with. We want to make sure that you're always equipped with all the tools that you can have. So I don't know how many of you have been able to actually look at our Education Plus YouTube channel. So we wanted to show you that today and just do a quick dive into it that can support your further teaching. So Education Plus YouTube channel, you'll have the link to this. This is a platform that supports educators and students with free resources on a variety of different topics. So you'll look at social emotional learning, social justice, community involvement, youth topics. So anything that your students and you need, this channel has it. So I wanted to take 2 seconds and show you some things, some really cool things that you have access to. This is the free channel, of course. So you have 3 different categories. There's educator resource videos, there's youth content and activities videos, there's initiatives videos. This is how we've categorized our videos. And so within each one, you can still see that in educator resources, if you want some professional development, you can access a bunch of videos that are on your development and helping supporting you in the classroom. If you're looking for some resource guides and how to dive into some of the resources you've seen on our site or that have been shared to you in email, you can have some free resources on some free videos on our resource guides. What's really cool in Education Experts is actually having experts join, like Sonia, in speaking to you about new tools, new resources, new initiatives. Now, where I really want to highlight and stay for a second is our youth content and activities. In youth content and activities, you have ready to go plug and play videos and resources that you can use in your classroom with your students. So your students can be watching this, you can just play them and have your students do activities. So there's ready to go activities. There are the youth speakers who literally will be speaking to the students about initiatives, about motivation, about inspiration, and about different social justice or social service learning issues. And so that's really cool for your students to see. So that's where I really wanted to say that highlight youth content and activities are ready to go for you. In initiatives, we've actually just categorized them by different topics so that you have an easier time. If you're looking for all well-being, social emotional learning topics, there's an entire section there. So you can just use those videos. But don't forget to go onto our Education Plus YouTube channel and access all of these videos and resources for you for free. We want to make sure that you always have access to a bunch of tools. So thank you so much for joining our session today, our free professional development session, and we hope that you join more, but we hope that you can get on Microsoft Learn, get started, dive into it, do a couple of courses, get a couple of those certifications, and share back with us. Thank you and have a good day.